Recently, I set myself a challenge after watching countless hours of bumps, ledge grabs, and even deaths by my favourite streamers. I decided I would like to see for myself how hard speedrunning Super Mario 64 actually is. So, I streamed Super Mario 64 every day for a week, and here's what happened. The first day started off as you would expect. I had no clue how to control my camera and I didn't even know long jumping was a thing. I think that was close, right? I gave up trying the Lakitu skip after roughly 5 minutes, moving on to the first star in BOB and quickly consulted a tutorial on how to bomb clip.
Look at one of Sig's VODs and I'll explain all his inputs in really slow motion.
After what felt like a century and 1 million attempts, I finally got my first star. And my mic cut out. But good old Harmless was not aware of this, so he kept on going. The next star to collect was the notorious Cannonless.
Alright, let's do Cannonless first.
I swiftly moved forward to the video tutorial and got to work. While I was initially quite terrified of this star, it would go on to become probably my favourite out of the whole 16-star run.
Here we go!
I then went over each star in Womps a couple of times each, and while I initially got stuck jumping up this wall for about half an hour, I eventually got over it and landed the 2 stars in Cold Mountain. Now if you don't know sm64 16-star speedrunning, one of the stars in Cold Mountain involves jumping off the edge of the map and kicking backwards to land at the platform at the bottom. I thought this star was pretty easy since I managed to hit it on my second try, whereas my others took at least 10 to 15 minutes. So, because of this, I didn't practice it. This would later prove to be a horrible mistake. I ended day 1 after attempting Dark World once, and practicing my other known stars a few more times. Day 2 I didn't stream because I was busy with family stuff, however I did still practice and learn the rest of the stars of the run, even getting my first BLG after a couple hours of trying. Now day 3 was game day. At this point I had learned every single star in the 16-star speedrun, so this was the day I was determined to get my first run. I warmed up by going over each star one time, getting my second BLJ, and I was ready. It was showtime. This is it, boys. The real run that we've been training for. Oh, I hit the Lakitu skip on my first run. Oh my, this is it. We're in for it. Oh, jeez. This gas. I didn't expect to that one. I'll take it. That's actually the first time I've ever hit Lakitu skip. Yep, that's right, my first ever Lakitu skip on my first ever run. But, alas, it was all downhill from here. After fumbling around the pole, I noticed that my timer was not timing, so I had to restart the run. Attempt number 1 is a fail. Obviously I don't hit the skip 2 times in a row, and obviously my timer is still broken, which would then lead to a reset, and my second ever proper run. This time I got further, but eventually gamed over an SSL due to a lack of practice on the talent star. This would repeat on my third attempt after losing 2 lives in Womps, 1 in Cold Mountain and 1 in Dark World, and then losing my last life yet again in the hell pits of Super Sandland. After this I was a broken man. After having not even gotten past the 5th stage of the 16-star speedrun after multiple attempts, I would then end day 3 without a recorded run. And that's my last run, I can't do anymore. Day 4, huh? Still have memories of day 4. Maybe today is not the day for speedrunning. We shall push forward. We should get this win. Starting off optimistic, I did my usual warm up of each star and hopped into my first run. I then died to Chain Chomp. And then I got a game over in Dark World after feeding all 4 of my lives to the void. And then after being slightly tilted, I decided my next run would be the last one of the day. And oh boy, what a run this was. I missed Lakitu skip, missed bomb clip, but at least I was alive and full of hope. After a relatively fast Womps, I proceed to run into a problem. Remember that star I didn't practice? Yeah, I was regretting that. Although I lost 2 lives to it, it was only 2 lives. And remember, I haven't set a time yet, so all we're doing is setting up those beautiful gold splits for our next run. After getting a game over, I made an interesting decision. You know what, I'm just gonna continue the run. I decided that if I were to just continue the run after getting a game over, it would still count. After completing Dark World, messing up my start order, being confused as to where Toad is, I eventually made it further than ever before. It was time for the MIPS clip. After 10 minutes of failing to perform a simple clip and getting distracted by a viewer, I get to the point where I'm killing Bowser 2, which I succeed at doing after losing a mere 1 life. And it is time for BLJs. Now keep in mind I never got this far in a run before, so these were my first official BLJs, which was completed within 10 minutes. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Come on, Mary fast. I took a look at my clock and realized, hey, I could get a sub hour here, which is appallingly slow for a 16 star, let's be real, but it was my first run, and I was determined. I had a chance to finally make a run. After several failed attempts, after a bad day of unsuccessful runs, I had one shot at making it worth it. It's doable! Now, I'm just gonna let this play out. Get in there! It's doable, 3 minutes. Oh, I forgot I have to do this bit first, don't I? Okay, maybe it's not doable. Oh, fuck! You're kidding me. That's so unlucky. This is my last life. I might game over. Yep, that's right. I lost all of my lives. Now, if I died one more time, the game was over, as the time it would take to complete BLJs again would not be worth it. This time, with a high level of focus, I made it to the final Bowser. Come on. Where are the bombs? They're here. Bomb. That's not how you get a sub 1.5. Okay. So long. Now, if I was an anime protagonist or just better at the game, this would have ended with a win. But not all endings can be happy endings. Huh? He does it twice. My fingers are so sweaty. I can't feel the... At this point, my body was filled with adrenaline, everything hanging on this one Bowser throw. Oh my god! Sub 69 hours. Now, was I distracted by the amusing joke, or was it my sweaty adrenaline-fueled hands? This, we will never know. But what we do know is that day 4 did not end in a successful run. Mario just laughed at me. I was this close. I was this close. If I... The next morning during my warm-up, I practiced less stars than usual, confident and eager to get into my runs. And while I was convinced the game hated me after a couple of questionable BLJs, there was no way I would not set my first completed run. This attempt I managed to get through the entire run up to Bowser while only dying once, which was a great accomplishment for me at the time. After dying to Bowser one time, I did notice behind one of the pillars there was an extra 1-up, which gave me flashback to the day before. Despite the setbacks, I did manage to set a time, albeit a bad time. Finally! We have a run! But run is a run, and I had finally beat Super Mario 64 5 days into my challenge. After this, my only goal now was to PB, and with Christmas coming up, I was out of time to practice. And because of Christmas, that meant I was unlikely to be able to stream on my last day of the week, meaning I had one day to beat my previous score, so I started my warm-up. At this point I've become comfortable enough with the game to the point where I could beat it without getting a game over. My first run of the day ended with a 41-minute run, beating my first completed one by about 2 minutes, which annoyed me at how bad the run was, but there was clear room for improvement. On my third and final completed run of the week, I managed to crush my previous time by over 10 minutes, finishing at 10:53, all thanks to a lot of time saved on BLJs and well, not having a game over. My last day, while I tried to fit a stream in, I was unable to because of Christmas. Although I did not record a run, I did practice a few more stars and will be closer to reaching my goal of top 1000 on the leaderboard. And that, my friends, was my experience learning Super Mario 64 in 1 week. If you'd like to join the journey live, make sure to head over to my description where you can find the link to my Twitch. Also, if you liked the video, remember to leave a like and subscribe if you would like to see more of this style of content. Also leave a comment if you'd like to see me get to top 1000 within a month. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope to see you next time. Goodbye for now.